All right, ladies and gentlemen of the internet, I gotta watch my back so I don't get Stephen King'd. So today is Thanksgiving. We're coming up on Thorncraig Nature Sanctuary, and I'm going to record a video with this on my forehead, a GoPro. And I'm going to use a handheld and do kind of some selfie streaming. So there's the sign here. Thorncraig Nature Sanctuary, open dawn till dusk. Owned and managed by the Stanton Bird Club. StantonBirdClub.org. Dogs and other pets not allowed. So I'm gonna walk up here. I can see some cars up here, so other people are here on Thanksgiving. I'm gonna start the other camera. And the reason why I'm doing this is there we go. As I gotta adjust my, there we go. Now this kind of has a fisheye kind of look to it, I understand, but it'll serve its purpose. You can see the GoPro on my forehead. Hopefully I have this adjusted properly. I'm using my Google Fit app because I'm going to be hiking 7 miles today, and I want to make sure I keep it in my Google Fit because I track that. It's unusually warm today, and take a walk up this way past the gazebo, and as you can see, they have this different kinds of birds you can see here, butterflies, owls. So I might do a picture-in-picture, or this handheld one might be way too shaky to use. I don't know yet. I'm trying to hold it steady. But then we have a gazebo here that is here for the public to use. We're going to walk up through it, and we're just going to walk on some trails today for an hour, hour and a half, until I have my 7 miles in. And it is beautiful here, and the Stanton Bird Club comes by and they clean up trash and stuff. I can already see a couple of beer cans. I really hate it when people do that. You got a nice place like this, and you gotta come spoil it with trash. Trash bringing trash. So anyway, we're gonna walk through here, and we're gonna document the woods, and we'll see what we run into. Hello, sir.
Hey.
How are you?
Get up to the Landry bench on the green trail. And the bench looks down like you can see White Mountains right now, or not White Mountains, but some mountain covered snow.
Wow. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. We'll check that out. See, that's already interesting. I'll be able to see the White Mountains in New Hampshire. So we will do that. I don't know how it'll show on here. Well, we got a little bit of ice and snow here. It's actually just slush. It's too warm today for ice. 50 degrees almost. And I don't know which way I want to go here. I definitely want to go see Whale Rock today. We will go see Whale Rock. We're gonna rock at the Whale Rock. If you've ever done whale rocking, you know what I'm talking about. So, well, sometimes I get asked, this is Walk Gun Talk number 4, by the way. So that's important to distinguish that. And significance of that is we might get another one or two this winter if we have a little mild spot and I can walk through here safely without ice all over everything, which might be a tall order. I'll angle this a little bit. I'll have this more in front of me. So anyway, excuse me. Woods Gun Talk. Well, we had the gun laws in Oregon overturned by a judge. It's going to be appealed. But the voters, voter referendum, they got that on the ballot and it just barely passed, where citizens decided to ban certain magazines and heavy-duty background checks before you can have a permit to carry a firearm or own a firearm. And there's a couple other things in there also. But the thing is the voters passed it. And that's really going to be the catch, because I believe it's going to lose on appeal. Undoing the law, saying it's unconstitutional, is probably going to lose because it was a ballot initiative voted on by voters. And I think that's going to supersede that, and I'll tell you why as we look at this little mosquito pond. That's what I call them. That's pretty cool, huh? So the reason why I say that is, wow, it is nice out here. Nice fresh air, no wind, sunny. Thanksgiving Day. So the reason why I say that it's not going to be overturned, what I mean is when they appeal it, the law is going to get put back on and instituted because it was voted for by citizens, whether you agree with it or not. And an example of that would be in Maine. During the pandemic, the governor forced all medical workers through executive order to be vaccinated or be terminated from their job. And she also got rid of religious exemptions, is really what annoyed people. So that got appealed, and that lost in the courts because there was a citizens' initiative on the ballot in 2019 saying that the government had the authority to mandate vaccines for healthcare workers and schools. This was before the pandemic. So the Supreme Court upheld the governor's order. Hello, happy Thanksgiving. And so that's why that could not be overturned, even if it was unconstitutional, because the voters voted for it. And I think that's what you're going to see in Oregon. We'll be watching that one. The other one, of course, is still Governor Pritzker in New Jersey with the assault rifle ban, requiring citizens to register their assault-style rifles and their magazines. So you have to register your magazines also, because I guess you can't buy any magazines unless you have a permit to do so, which is also unconstitutional. Citizens didn't vote for that there. So these things, court cases, are being filed. They will be appealed. It'll be a long, lengthy process, maybe 2 to 5 years. But we will see happens with that. And basically, Democrats don't give a crap about your constitutional rights. They talk about the Constitution and democracy every other word. They really don't mean it. What they mean is anything we agree with is okay. Well, here's a nice sitting bench here that was built. I don't know when. One of them up ahead has the date on it. I don't think this one does. It's called the Kavanaugh bench. So, we'll see that over my shoulder here. I'm going to try to film everything with 2 cameras. You can see me huff and puff going up hills. And probably walking too soon after I ate. Well, we'll see what happens. I can hear a little brook running. So anyway, for gun laws, that's really all I have to discuss. I just want to see what New Jersey does to confiscate assault rifles. Because the turnout for people to report their stuff is extremely low. Like right around 1%, if that. Because you always have these Republicans that kind of the old fuddy, and I'm an old fuddy and I want my assault style rifles, but you always have those guys that just go shoot their rifle a couple times a year and they're happy with their lever guns and bolt action hunting rifles, and they honestly believe people don't need anything for self-defense, probably because they live on a ranch. And but someday they're probably going to need them against the government because they own a ranch. We've seen that happen, Ruby Ridge and places like that. So turns out the whole ranch owner was justified in that. The government was wrong and they were found guilty of infringing his rights after a gun shootout on private property. So the government is not your friend, folks, and more often than not, they are not right. So I'm going to walk up this way. No, this is the way I usually come in, and I took a different route. We want to get to Whale Rock. Remember I said that? So I'm going to go back this way, hang a right, and hang another right, and we'll get to where we're going. Plus, we want to see the White Mountains. As far as politics go, we had the Republican John Connor in a runoff election for Lewiston, Maine mayor. And we also have Carl Shaleen, the Democrat. He always has fake, phony smiles in his pictures. And one of those, you watch him at the city council meetings and he just looks like a phony. He looks like a plant. And I don't mean like a ficus plant. I mean a plant, like an implant. A yes man who will carry on the Democrat agenda without his own. He's probably done things that he didn't agree with, but you know, you got to go along with the Communist Party. So, or else they go after you, to find you, and smear you with something. City council's been arguing with each other, smearing each other for the election. And all of the ones that did that, the voters replaced them. Almost all of city council's been replaced, which is good. So, hopefully the mayor will get replaced. Then we can start prosecuting crime, hopefully. So a lot of people are getting sick of the crime around here because traditionally it's always been a low crime in Maine. All right, here I can see some kind of terrain vehicle has gone through here and smushed the leaves down. So perhaps somebody has been coming through here. Got another body of water here. Another mosquito pit, as I call it. When you walk through here in the summertime, especially in the morning, you have to keep walking and not stopping. And I wear long sleeves and sweatpants. Try to walk with shorts through here. I did that once. That was a mistake. Get eaten alive. So I think the Maine National Guard used to use Avon Skin So Soft bath oil. You put that oil on you and the mosquitoes and bugs. It's like a nice natural, somewhat natural repellent without all the chemicals. If you're worried about skin cancer and things like that, because as we've learned in the past 3 or 4 short years, you cannot trust anything you're told by any government agency that says something's safe. So I'll reference Johnson baby powder for one. Oh, look at that. All right, I'll get a shot on the handheld here, but that is frozen over. This body of water is frozen over. Must get more shade. So we're gonna walk up here on this Thanksgiving. It's a little wet around the edges. Definitely not safe to walk on. Something else you learn in Maine. If you have about 3 inches of ice, 3 to 4 inches of ice, it'll support about 200 and something pounds. I weigh, currently right now, I weigh 236. I used to weigh closer to 270. So there's some open spots. We'll get a shot of this on this camera. I gotta remember to share with this camera. So that is freezing over at night mostly. Obviously not today, it's almost 50 degrees. But the high temperatures this week coming up are going to be in the low 30s and the teens overnight, and this will refreeze. And we used to go find places like this in when we were younger and played ice hockey a lot. We'd go find little places out in the woods. Most of the time it was fun. A couple of times one time I had somebody passed a puck to me and it hit a little branch, a little twig, just a little tiny little thing in the ice. And the puck hit that and went straight up. Split my eye open. So that one bled pretty good. I still have that scar in my eyebrow. So anyway, that's the view of this from here. Isn't that cool? And that's all I'm going to do today is just walk around and film some stuff. And some people really don't like selfie streamers. And a selfie streamer is someone that keeps the camera on them the whole time. So what I want to do is possibly do some editing, combine the GoPro footage with this footage, or do a picture-in-picture. Might do that. And just put it on the YouTube channel for posterity. So, anyway, oh, what a beautiful day. I really love this. And you need to appreciate these days because, I gotta tell you, we have a relative named Mona. She's 93. 93 years old. She just got diagnosed with a large mass in one of her lungs. She has spinal cancer and liver cancer. and is plotting out the rest of her care for what time she has left. She's had a very long, good, healthy life, basically. She had a stroke about 2 or 3 months ago, but prior to that, she was good. So, what happened with that is, obviously, her time has come, and 93 is a good life. She was born in France. She was born before the Nazis invaded France, and she was in France when the Nazis invaded. So she saw Nazis walking down her street, disappearing people they deemed subversive. And she has seen a lot of history that, quite frankly, would be appalling if we saw that happen here in person. So she survived World War II, came to the United States, started a new life, had some kids, and now her daughter is my sister-in-law, married to my older brother. So, oh man, is it beautiful here. That's the other thing too, Mona loved places like this. And of course you feel bad when somebody gets diagnosed with something horrible like that. But then you have to look at it, well, she's 93, it's not unexpected. Preferably the best way would be to just pass away in your sleep, like my mother did. But not everybody's blessed with that. So, anyway, that's a life cycle. And as the old saying goes, life goes on. She would want that. She's a very sweet person. Pure, honest. The way people used to be. She wasn't happy with how things are today. So much so that she voted for Trump. Twice. She said she saw what the Democrats are doing before in person. And it led to the destruction of her country and people in her family being murdered. So, remember that. That is a true fact. I know what side of history I'm on, that's for sure. And if you're watching this, maybe you are as well. But here is a shot of a wood clearing. And I want to go back up this way because that looked like an interesting trail that I don't walk that often. Don't worry, we're going to get to Whale Rock. We're going to go rock out with the whale. But I just want to go up this trail a little ways because it was such a nice looking view over here. I don't know how much GoPro video I'm going to have. I get about an hour and 20 minutes out of it if I'm lucky. And we'll record with that until I hear it go. It'll give a warning beep when there's 20% of battery left. And then it'll just turn off and go beep, 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 beep. So that's still recording. I got a little light that blinks on this one. I'm gonna walk across. I'm gonna walk across a piece of wood here. Somebody made a bridge. See that? So I can walk on here. I kind of like this longer extension selfie stick. I can stick this out in front of me. All right, I know where I am here because I went through here before and I got eaten to death by mosquitoes because of that pond right here. You see that pond? That's the one we walked by that was frozen. And I don't know if I'll see any deer here today. Probably because I'm talking, they'll hear me and avoid me. But a lot of times just walking through here, you can hear deer. They come and check you out. So we'll get this here. You can check this out. That trail up there goes to a spot where you come in. So we're not going to go that way, but I just wanted to come up here and see what was here. And now we'll head back down this way. So we'll see what kind of video footage I get. There's a lot of gun talk that I've done already, things that are still on appeal. And so we had the California ban ruled unconstitutional and was going to be appealed. And I'm sure the Ninth Circuit in California will overturn it, and then it'll go on from there. And we'll go through the process. Ultimately, all of this stuff's going to come down to the Supreme Court at some point. And the Supreme Court's going to decide if assault-style weapons are in fact a hazard to the public, or if they are common use items and the majority of people that own them are responsible. So you can't hold it against manufacturers that make them, because it's not illegal to make them, for one thing. So we also have all these laws Democrats are passing where you can sue the gun manufacturer for damages. And I don't even see how that can work, because, you know, a husband stabs his wife to death with a Ginsu. I don't think you can sue Ginsu for making the knife. Or if you get in a car accident because somebody was being negligent and abused the vehicle they're driving in through no fault of the vehicle. It's not a thing where the brakes didn't work or something like that. You can't just say, well, you know, we're going to ban U-Hauls because some lunatic rented one, drove through a parade. So I don't think that's going to pass muster. I just don't. Legally in the Supreme Court. So we're going to have to go through all this process and go through with this BS. And the Democrats are going to keep talking about the Constitution, democracy, liberties, and while they take them, and they reaffirm with their voters that they're interested in democracy when they're not. And I can't understand why the average voter just can't see the BS. Good news, the media is starting to lose. A perfect example was this, it's not funny because 2 people died, but this car on the Rainbow Bridge that goes between New York and Niagara into Canada at a checkpoint drove up the wrong way on the bridge, smashed through a checkpoint, exploded to a ball of flame. And it was really funny watching the coverage of that on TV. I didn't watch it. I watched video clips. I've boycotted the network corporate news for this reason. Of course, they got it all wrong. They're trying to say it was a terrorist attack because one witness said that the car exploded. Well, it did. It hit a concrete barrier after its fuel tank had been ripped open on a curb and a fence, and it burst into flame, and the car disintegrated because it was driving so fast. So, yeah, the car resembled exploding, but it was driving very fast. And anyway, long story short, it turns out that it was a it was a Bentley, a very expensive luxury car. Somebody that was wealthy. He and his wife were in it. They had just left the casino. They don't know the whole story behind that, but maybe he just dropped a lot of money. He might have been a gambling addict. Who knows? He might have just been arguing with his wife. They were getting a divorce, and he might have just been tired of it and decided to take things into his own hands and take her with him. Of course, we don't know. The other report was that he was fishtailing a little bit because he almost hit a car because he was driving too fast, and lost control of his vehicle. That's what one witness said. And because he was going to hit a car, he swerved over and started losing control of his car, and then that's what happened. because a lot of times when these people drive fast like that, they're not professional drivers. He might have got the car not long ago, doesn't understand the physics of something going that fast. The air can get underneath it and you can actually lose control and go airborne. And then that hit a curb and it really took off like a rocket. And they both were killed. So I'm going to try to find out more information on that, but it just goes to show how bad the mainstream media is my point. All of the independent media that I watch, there's Agenda Free TV on YouTube, where basically he scours the internet and news reports, police reports, live video shots, and he pieces together the whole narrative from facts. Everything with him is facts. And I got more information from him watching that than I did from the mainstream media. And the guy just relies on donations. Runs a little studio out of his house. So technology is good for that regard. Now this is the way I usually come out. You might recognize this. So we're going to backtrack backwards the way I usually go till we get to Whale Rock. I just want to get my miles in on a beautiful day. I don't have to set any records today. I'd like to do 7 miles. I've done that quite a few times. So this is a nice, beautiful open field with an apple tree, which obviously isn't going to have any apples. Little animals have eaten them. If you saw one of my 5-mile walk videos, I shook an apple tree and shook a whole bunch of apples out of it, because I know porcupines eat apples, and deer. So making sure I got some battery here. I got a spare battery for this one, the handheld, which is an Akaso 4K, one of their models. It's actually been very good. It's an EK 7000. If you want to know what it is, in case you want one, they're about $70. The GoPro is a little over a couple hundred for this model, which is the 9 Black. It's not their best model, but it does very well. That's the one on my forehead. Uses more battery juice. Haven't looked into batteries for it yet. So we're just going to walk across through this field because it's pretty. We'll take a little surrounding view over my shoulder. And very nice day today. And this is what I like. I get sunshine on my face this time of year. And I can see some snow peaks out in the distance. You're not going to be able to see that on here, I doubt it. But way, way out in the distance, that's Mount Washington and the White Mountains in New Hampshire, which is only about 80-90 miles away. And we got enough visibility today to see that. So that's what that guy was telling me about that we ran into at the beginning of this walk. And so very cool. And anybody that's lived in Maine has seen the White Mountains from here before, so it's not as big a thrill for me as it was for him. But anyway, so we're gonna walk through here, and I can see a little bit of condensation trying to form inside this waterproof case on that camera. Should be all right though. So this is the first time I walk with 2 cameras going, and we'll see what happens. And if you don't like selfie streamers, I'm very sorry, but might be possible too that I might just upload 2 separate videos and have the selfie version and the headgear GoPro version. Maybe that'll be interesting, but maybe not. Because what happens is, is because I'm holding this camera. This camera is looking somewhere else while I'm talking about something. I'll give you an example. Oh, look at that stone bench right there, and all you see is my face. So I'd have to turn it like this. So I have to remember to show what I'm filming and talking about as a selfie streamer. And now I'm going to switch to my right hand because my left hand is getting numb from holding that. And turn the camera a little bit. There we go. So I think this is fun. And Thanksgiving. I'm going to be cooking Thanksgiving dinner later for my brother and I. That should be fun. Then we're going to go shooting tomorrow. And that should be fun as well. Boy, that's fogging up a lot more. I wonder why it's doing that. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to do some surgery on this. Be right back. All right. All right. Tighten this down. All right. Get some video going. There we go. That should be better now. I fixed it, I think. Sorry about that. Technical things you don't find out until you're actually recording. And we can see with the GoPro what the issue is. It's a clear plastic case on there that seals. It's supposed to be watertight, but we're getting condensation inside it. It might be from when we went shooting the last time and shot some water jugs, and the water went all over this camera. So we gave it the waterproof test. It definitely kept the water out. So with that regard, it was successful. If you're thinking about buying the EK7000 Akaso 4K camera, which is recording in 10p right now, not 4K, because the higher resolution you go, the less disk space you have for the SD card, and also the less battery. Seems to use more battery. So for YouTube purposes, 1080p is fine, because all of the videos so far have been about 10 to 12 gigabytes when you record about an hour and a half. So anyway, we're gonna head down this way. And also this, it's kind of like a backup camera, so if something happens with the GoPro, run out of battery too soon, or I'm not recording by accident because I'm using my Google Fit app, and it's going to interfere with my recording. Now, there's a trail that goes down this way. We're not going to go down that way. Actually, yeah, that is the way we're going to go. And get the trail marked, green trail. It's funny, I've come this way a million times, but I came the other way. So when I'm going this way, I'm a little lost. That's the kind of thing that happens in the woods. Isn't that funny? That's why people have been, I've been in the woods before. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to get lost. And when they do, they get lost. You know, send out a search party, or they find them frozen to death somewhere because they didn't plan on being there overnight. So you should have your stuff with you in case, just in case. All right, now I see some things I recognize. I also see some mud slips from people walking through here, which is another reason why I'm not going to do too much walking this time of year. through here because, like I've said in previous videos, I don't want to blow a hamstring, groin muscle, or anything like that. That's going to take a year to heal or have surgery on for it to be normal again. And I like my groin the way it is. So, all right, walk up through these tree roots. Let's see, we got like a little tree root staircase here, which is pretty nasty when they're wet. But they're pretty dry today. And last time we came through here, I saw a deer. All I saw was the tail. I saw it just for a brief second. I heard the leaves rustling and I saw the tail go by. So that was interesting. And right here is we got a rock wall here. And you'll see that a lot in Maine, where you'll see rock walls like this. And what that is that's what they used to do for property boundaries. And I did some research here. There was a spring water bottling plant here in the 1800s into the early 1900s. And they would bottle water and other things. I mean, people would have water delivered or whatever, because back then a lot of people around here had wells. And at times, your well was low and you needed water. So, you know, common sense. And it now belongs to the Stanton Bird Club, but at a time it was private property and it was marked by these stone walls. And you can research that on the StantonBirdClub.org website. It actually has a page explaining that stuff. So we're going to walk down through here. The other added benefit of having all this trees defoliated is you can see through the trees in the distance. And we are going to get to Whale Rock this way. I promised you a damn rock that looks like a whale. You're going to get a rock that looks like a whale. So I'm walking through here. I got to be careful through here. It's kind of like red mud, red dirt, kind of like that red Mississippi mud you see in movies. Red Mississippi mud. So if you're from Mississippi, we've got red mud too. See it? I don't know if it's rust or iron content or what it is, but I'm not seeing anything being stealthy trying to eat me for breakfast, even though it's the afternoon, somewhere around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There's another 2.5 hours of daylight. It'll be dark at 4:30. Another month from now it'll be dark at 4. I see a road down there. So I'm going to walk through backwards the way I usually walk. Hopefully GoPro will make it to the Whale Rock. It's up ahead. During the summertime, there's water running across this trail, and you got to hop across on rocks. Today it is just mud, as you can see. I'll hold this up so you can see. Over my shoulder, hopefully. Whew, that was slick. See, I got to be careful not to fall and break my ass on a rock, because I don't want to call for an ambulance because I can't walk and try to explain to them where I am in the woods. They just might find my body in a couple weeks. Which they would, because I told somebody I was going walking today, so they'd eventually piece it together. Oh, I can hear something in the bushes here. Something rustled. There's all kinds of little chipmunks here. So this is very beautiful. And we've got a stream running through here. See that? We'll swing this around slowly. I'm trying to be cognizant of the fact that this camera on the end of my arm does not have a stabilizer feature. So it is going to be herky-jerky a little bit, walking especially. But maybe if I make it picture-in-picture, it won't be as annoying. And also I might run it through stabilizing software, which I did, but the problem I have is that it takes 2 to 3 hours to process the video, but I might end up having to do that. So now that I know how to do picture-in-picture, all right. Ugh. Good thing I bought some nice hiking boots that are waterproof, because I just stepped right in some wet mud. But my feet will be dry, so they're also woolly inside as I hop on these rocks. Whew. Hopefully that's making good video. I'm trying to walk across here and not die. So the happy news is I'm 55 and I can still hop on rocks if I don't get hung up in tree branches. And I was at Walmart one day, and there was this guy and his wife about the same age as me. Literally, they said how old they were, because I started talking about well, I was looking for something. I said, oh, I gotta go. Why do they do that? They always put these on the bottom shelf, and I gotta get down on all fours and reach in there and grab a 12-pack of sparkling water, the brand I want. So, oh, I walked right past the sign I wanted to show you. So, usually, if you've come for a walk with me, we come down from this way, down here. And that way right there this time of year is going to kill you, which is why I didn't go that way, because I'd probably slip and they'd find my body later. But this is Whale Rock, as that says, Whale Rock. 890 feet that way. It's a dead end. I see a chipmunk running across the pathway. So we're going to walk down this way, like this. Come so. And more red mud. This is a nice day for walking. I'm sweating pretty good, so I'm getting a workout. But back to my story at Walmart. Wanted something on the bottom shelf. And I was like, why did they put that down there? You gotta get down on all fours and reach in there. And so both of them started talking about their age. Unprompted. I guess they thought I was younger, maybe. I don't know if I look younger than 55. I don't think so. But anyway, they were, they said they were like 56, 57. And they couldn't reach down there and get those, they said. I was like, really? So I got down on all fours and I pulled out 4 cases that I wanted. And then I told them, well, I'm 55. And they're like, oh man, you're so lucky to still be healthy like that. And I was thinking, am I? Is it just because I'm active and always have been, kind of like athletic? And both of these people were a little overweight. When I start gaining weight, I don't like it, and I do something about it. So I don't eat cakes anymore, no ice cream, no soda with sugar in it. I put sugar in my cereal because I have corn checks and rice checks, and also things like that. Oh, we got another trailblazer here. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Hope you have a great day. All right, we'll walk down this way and go see the Whale Rock. And we got a broken birch tree. So we're continuing on our quest for a Whale Rock. Hello, happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
So we'll head down this way and see what we see. And last walk I came through here, I ran into one person. Just one. It was kind of chilly that day. And today it's a little warmer and they're coming out of the woodwork, folks. So we're gonna walk down here. We'll take a look at Whale Rock. Whew. So anyway, yeah. I prepare my own foods. I don't buy any microwave dinners, no microwave lasagnas, no prepared lasagna for the stove, oven. See, we got a little bit of snow left over here. And we got a little covering of snow. And we're gonna have real snow at some point. Sometimes we get feet of snow here. Couple of feet of snow in one storm is a big nor'easter. We do get 3-4 of those a year usually. This year they said it was going to be milder and we're going to have more bad weather, so we'll see what happens. Here is the Whale Rock. We're going to be rocking at the whale. So anyway, basically whenever I start gaining weight or having problems, I do something about it and change my routine. All right, so we're gonna stand here. And that is Whale Rock. Look at it and marvel. It's got kind of a mouth like a whale right there. I guess that's the big deal right there. And you can see why I really don't come look at this too often. But anyway, there it is. Whale Rock. Our quest has been filled. Voila. All right. I feel like Chevy Chase in National Lampoon's Vacation. He sits there, nods his head a couple times at the Grand Canyon because he didn't pay at the hotel and they had to leave or be arrested. He was like, yep, okay, that's it, let's go. It's the Grand Canyon, big deal. So that's what I just did with the rock. I hear some geese. Probably heard that. All right, we'll walk back up this way. And I gotta see how far. All right, we've done almost 3 miles. So there's that. Well, we're going to tighten this up here. All right. We're recording again. All right. So, that was a nature calls moment. Shh, don't tell anybody. So, I'm going to go up the hill here, back the way we came. And I've come up on about 3 miles almost. When nature calls, you have to listen. So, you can tell I love music. I listen to vinyl records a lot. And as do a lot of people. Not exclusive to me. I've seen other people online in Maine that listen to a lot of vinyl. One person has that I know of. She's been listening since she was little. Really cool person. So, all right, let's walk up this way. On Thanksgiving, what do you got to be thankful for? Leave some comments. What the heck are you thankful for? For me, it's my health. I am very thankful for my health because I know quite a few people, or have seen quite a few people my age have health problems of various degrees, everything from cancers to heart disease to, somebody we grew up with named Darren. He died when he was 28. He got a lymphoma. He went through his lymph nodes and through his whole body, and he fought that for 5 or 6 years, and he died when he was 28. So that stuff can bite you any time without warning. So you have to enjoy days like today, where I can walk through the woods and enjoy myself, because I could be dead next week. So it's the reality of that. I have a relationship with the Lord. Whatever happens, so be it. So now I'm going to go the way I said I wouldn't come this time of year, because it's not icy today. It is somewhat traversable. We'll go up this steep hill, and we might have enough video to make a video. As you can see as we walk through here, this is what's going to kill me if I'm not careful. See, if there was ice on this, I'd be dead right now. That is a very steep rock. And when that has black ice on it, you're going down. So let's go up this way. This is all a steep incline. This is going to get my heart rate up really good, which is why I'm going this way. And you get to watch me huff and puff. I'm not blowing any houses in. Great exercise. When I first started walking, I felt my age. Now it's not a big deal. I got stamina. But I'm definitely not walking 20 to 25 miles a week anymore, because it's colder and I don't like walking in cold. Whew. Also should watch where I'm going. So let me know what you're thankful for. That's a big one with me. Over money and material things. That is the big deal. Health and family. You only have one family, so if you're having problems and the opportunity shows up and nothing too egregious has been done to you, patch things up. Fortunately, most of the family I care about, everything's fine. In fact, we're going shooting tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun, I think. I'll be shooting some range video. You can watch us shoot up some stuff. I've added a few short videos on the channel. All right. I check the battery on this. Battery is critical. So I'm going to swap out the battery. All right. Whew. Changing out a battery, folks. Pause this. All right, get that recording again. Get this recording. Tighten this up. Had to put a fresh battery in. I think we're good. All right, we'll head up the hill some more here. And this looks a little muddy. Be careful. Get used to walking on ground like this. You check the firmament as you go, so you don't take a step and this muddy thing comes out from underneath you, and then you fall and break your can. So I'll go up the hill. You can see behind me. And again, I don't know how stable this will be. We're experimenting. And this did a good job recording at a stationary position on a tripod while we were shooting water jugs last weekend. Whew, man. This is a very steep hill. But I haven't walked for 3 days because it's been cold. Like I was saying, I don't like cold. Walking in it, I should say, long distance. So, I'll go up here. A good way to gauge your health, too. Walk up things like this without getting dizzy or having palpitations, or so far so good. Whew. Feel the burn in my hip muscles on the outside of my hips. No pain, no gain. At least I figured out. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. That's probably a nice shot. Get some sun through the trees. Hope you're enjoying the woods walk and gun talk, which is so the reason why it says woods walk is that's what I'm doing. Number two, that references that it's not always going to be about guns, but Now I know I am. We have to go up there, or we can go this way. I'm going to go this way because I always come from that way. We'll go back through here. Ooh, lordy, lordy. Well, that feels really good, I gotta tell you. I gotta watch where I'm walking. It's paramount. Not seeing any wild turkeys. I have seen wild turkeys in here plenty of times. Found a turkey feather a couple weeks ago in one of my videos. I asked people if they knew what it was, so I didn't know what a turkey feather looked like away from the bird. I've never plucked one. So I put it in the photo search thing on Google, and voila, there are several examples. Same feather. All right, I'll walk up this way. Turn that a little bit. And I'll keep on going. I don't know how much GoPro battery on my forehead is left, but I will hear it give me an emergency beep. So sometimes the walks will be about guns, among other things, and sometimes it'll be just me yakking. Much to your amusement, I'm sure. So we're gonna come up on the fireplace, and that place where that guy said we could see Mount Washington, which we already saw, which you probably didn't see it, and these things don't have a zoom on it, so sorry about that. But the mountain was there, I can tell you that much. All right, and we're gonna go off that way instead of that way. And this is the volunteer memorial. It says it's the highest point. It is the highest point in Lewiston, Maine. 516 feet, 2 inches. So it honors all the volunteers, past, present, and future. And they keep this place clean. And I'm going to have some trash to pick up this spring thaw, because last week or the week before, I'm sure you remember, if you watched the other video, there was a sleeping bag and I found some beer cans, and somebody camped out in the woods overnight, I guess. Don't know why. Looked like a couple of people. Probably doing a couple of people things they shouldn't be doing in the woods. So we're going to walk this way. And got a fireplace over here, and there's another one up ahead I'm gonna look at. And we can see this nice view here. And we got a fireplace, which you're not supposed to use. You're not supposed to use fire here, but they have fireplaces. I don't know. See that? If I was lost up here, freezing to death, I would make a fire in it. Because paying a fine for making a fire is probably cheaper than dying. So, just a guess. So we're gonna head down this way, And if you've been on my walks before, you know that a lot of times I come from this way and I head that way. So we're going to go this way. Then I'm going to decide if I'm going to go 7 miles today or not. I know we're past 3, probably 3.5 now. So I'll plot a GPS course in my Google Fit. And then we'll see. We'll go look at the other fireplace. How's that? Let's see what the other fireplace is doing. Yeah, look at that. How cool is that? That's always a good shot when I come through here. So, film, it's recording. So we'll go over my shoulder. Nice and mild today. I say that, we got snow on the benches here. But how cool is that? I really love what it says on this plaque. Kneel always when you light a fire. Kneel reverently and grateful be to God for his unfailing charity. So there you have it. And we have some snow on the bench. You sit on that bench, you're going to get a wet rear end. And it'll probably freeze overnight. It's going to get cold. Tomorrow the high temperature is going to be in the lower to mid 30s. Today it's around 50. So that's what it does. So now I am going to walk out of this place going the way that I usually come in, and you could see somebody slipped in the mud. That's what I'm talking about right there. You gotta watch where you're walking. I'm kind of used to it, so that rarely happens anymore, but mud is mud, okay? Now, one thing I did notice is every time I come through here I see and hear woodpeckers, and today I hear nothing. So I don't know what the woodpeckers are doing, if they're all set for winter. Maybe they know something we don't. Very possible. So we came in this way, and I might go out this way. That's the way I usually come in. So I think that's what I'll do. And we probably got about 10 minutes of walking left. And I just wanted to, walking through here recording. I'm still going to be finishing my 7-mile walk in the city on the streets. I might record something, who knows, we'll see. Nothing to see really. I got 2 videos walking through the city streets already. So there's nothing new to add to it. It's not a different route or anything. But going through the woods today, all these different ways, I hope you thought it was interesting. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed yakking with you. I appreciate everybody coming to the channel and watching. And click like and subscribe to the channel. If it's your first time here, check out my other videos. Leave your comments. I'm not monetized, even though I qualify with enough followers now to be monetized. I can apply for it, but I need to investigate whether or not that's going to be a hindrance. I don't want anything to prevent me from doing what I like to do and talk about what I like to talk about. Once you start getting sponsors, then you can't talk about this, can't talk about that. Not that you can talk about things anyway without getting censored, but on YouTube. But they have sophisticated AI algorithms listening now. and they scour through video that's uploaded, and they'll trigger on something, lock up your account, then you have to appeal it if the AI algorithm got it wrong, which sometimes it does. I've only had a couple of issues. One of the strikes I had stayed on the channel, so because I uploaded a video of Donald Trump visiting with the New York Police Department, talking about the pandemic at a time in 2020 when they were censoring that heavily, and I had a video pulled and I got a strike put against me. That is how wonderful YouTube is. And oddly enough, I'll end this video telling you a short story. Hopefully I'll have enough battery and the GoPro up here. But you had to do a questionnaire. They wanted to know if you knew the difference between conspiracy theories and facts. So we had this whole thing that you had to go through and click yes. Was this accurate? Was this? And I actually got the first one wrong because it made sense to me, a normal person. But when you're protecting a narrative, so I was like, all right, that's how they're going to play that. So I'll play stupid, and I went through it. So they told me they're going to have my strike removed in February 2024, and my channel will be clean again, because I participated in their re-education program. And that is how crazy it is now, folks. I have been rehabilitated. They sent me to the re-education camp on YouTube. I took my survey. They called it, they didn't call it a test or a brainwash checker. They called it a survey. But what it was a re-education tool. So I could be like in Cool Hand Luke. What are you doing with that dirt in my ditch, boy? Dig it out. Anyway, I got my mind right, boss. I got my mind right. So that's what they did to me. I'm sure they've done it to other YouTube creators. And unfortunately, that's the world we live in today, and it's unacceptable. And I will fight against that as much as possible. They went through their little test, they forced me to do it, so now I'm telling you about it, and now you know how much of a jerk YouTube is. So I don't know if they're going to reprimand me for that. As far as I know, they don't censor people for having an opinion about YouTube. I guess we'll find out. But I will not comply. So anyway, we're going to be coming up towards the end of this woods walk portion, as I said. There's plenty of video to watch. I think it would be redundant at this point to keep recording on my rest of my walk, since I got 2 videos walking through the city already on the channel. And battery is going to be an issue anyway. So I can get about 5 miles in easy with the battery. And let's see how far I've walked. I'm trying to figure out how far I gotta walk. Enter the magic password, which hopefully you didn't see. Coming up on 4 miles. And so you walked 4 miles with me. So that's what 4 miles looks like through the woods. Granted, these aren't woody woods, like you need a machete to go through them, like the poor SOBs that do jungle fighting, carrying their gear. That must be awful with that humidity. And you guys during World War II were amazing. I don't think we could get that done today. Then again, you drop people in live combat and there's nothing they can do about it. They might just get the gumption to do something, because it might actually work out well, because today's younger generations are all selfish little bastards, and not all of them. We got some young ones that watch this that are the cool people, but you know what I'm talking about. And we might see these people actually find themselves. And somebody that I care about has said that often. I said, you know, these young people today, you drop a few bombs on their head, they'll get it pretty quick. So that's the beautiful thing about America, is we haven't had bombs dropped on our head, but that might change. I hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't. Because for one thing, I'm too old to go run around in the woods shooting at communists. I'd have to contribute some other way if we got invaded by somebody. But I would die for this country. It's the most beautiful place in the world, and we need to preserve our rights and not let these SOBs try to steal it and turn us into a socialist state, because that is not going to happen on my watch, and it's not going to happen on yours either, because I know you guys. So with that, I think I'll just make sure I say goodbye in case the battery runs out. Thank you for watching. Like I said a while back, click like, subscribe, tell people about the channel. Hopefully I do good videos on guns, firearms, and it's healthy to have discussions. So I guess that's it. We'll walk our way out of here, and when I see the road, I'll stop recording.